on.
What's the matter?
I was just getting started. This is a clown story. I hate clowns. They're creepy. They give me nightmares. Where's my thermos?
Oh, I heard of that. They call it bozophobia.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lovely spectators, if you will, welcome to a very special episode of Film Fights Zone. I am your fearless host, Jono Rodriguez, and with me, of course, is my electrifying co-host and confidant and zone man. Konrad Hartman. Hello, Konrad. How are you?
That's right. We're doing Twilight Zone. I'm fine.
We are twilighted, like the amazingly beautiful boys from the movies.
Man, I miss smoking.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
They made you so much cooler.
There's no doubt they make you look cooler.
Yeah.
There's no doubt they make you smell cooler.
No.
There's no doubt they make you taste cooler. And there's no doubt they make you cooler in temperature because you die.
But there's also no doubt because it's just Gwen Stefani now.
And you know what? The thing with cigarettes, there's no downside.
No, at all.
None.
Like, if you ever care to watch a little show called Mad Men, all those characters succeed in everything all the time.
They were super happy because of smoking.
Yeah. Remember the Coca-Cola commercial? That's what it led to.
Also, alcohol's never hurt anyone.
Nope. Not even in a drunk accent. Konrad, what is this show? I mean, how are you?
Okay, I'm going to answer those in the order in which you asked.
Okay.
So here on Film Fights, we like to take two movies and pit them against one another in a brutal grudge match with one of them coming out on top to reign supreme. This is a very special October Halloween episode of Film Fights, and so we are going to be doing TV Fights Part 2. Are you afraid of the dark?
No. I mean, yes.
And also, I'm okay, thanks. Yeah, good. It's been a fun, spooky season so far. We decorated the house with dead bodies. They are free just right down the street.
Oh, really? So it's like poltergeist rules. Like you just had cadavers lying around.
Well, I mean, it's first come, first serve.
Oh, sure. But you're eating them? You just said first serve.
Yeah, well, in a manner of speaking, we're eating. Well, with our dogs eating them.
Oh, I see.
It's only fair.
Well, because I mean that makes sense because like when you want to hang spooky skeletons, like on your property, it's like, well, got to get rid of that fleshy meat.
And folks, if you don't have skeletons at home, store-bought is fine.
Yeah, good old Johnson and Mill skeletons.
Yeah. And if they got a little flesh on there, you grind it up, you feed it to your pup.
Or put it in your mincemeat pies.
Grind it up, feed it to your pup. They'll eat up.
And thanks for choosing Johnson and Mills. Doesn't rhyme, but hey, I didn't write the slogan.
That's right.
I'm just repeating it.
That's right.
We're not a sponsor.
Yeah, we're a little slap happy. We're very excited tonight. Those of you that tuned into the last Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, you got a taste. A little amuse spook, if you will.
Oh.
Halloween. All right.
I like that one.
But last episode, we had maybe Jono's favorite episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, the music. Afraid of the music.
Yeah, it was Are You Afraid of the Scary Music? It was called Are You Afraid of Music?
It was by Tipper Gore.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That is pretty good. That's a good one. If you're old enough to remember Are You Afraid of the Dark, you're old enough to remember that. She's the reason there's parental advisory on CDs that you're still buying.
have to be CDs.
You know what? Kind of indirectly, she's got to be responsible for like the Kids Bop.
Oh my God, Kids Bop 95.
Tipper Gore came out. Then
when she was first released,
she came out and she was like, "I'm Tipper Gore. I'm here. I'm Tipper. You guys stop cussing.
I'm whore. I'm Tipper Gore."
Yeah, that's right. And we got the explicit stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Then they were like, let's take it a step further. What if I Like Big Butts was made for kids? And they were like, I like big burgers and it's great. You other kids are great.
And if you're great, you know what's great. So come on, let's all get great.
They weren't creative writers.
They
So
were not, no.
yeah, so dark music was one of Jono's favorites. And Hungry Hounds was one of my favorites when we did Hounds versus Sounds. But tonight, oof. Got two real choice premium steak boys.
Yep. You know us, Steak Boys. We love the Steak Boys.
Because, Jono, tonight, it is Clown versus Wizard. It doesn't rhyme.
No, it doesn't. But it's a fun title.
That's right. It's the tale of Laughing in the Dark versus the Pinball Wizard. And I'm not talking about the Who's Tommy, okay?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Anyone?
I thought you'd say the song by The Who. You don't have to mention the...
Well, but it was in a musical called Tommy, and it was the Who's.
Yeah, but nobody
Tommy.
cares about that.
Well, I need them to know which Tommy it is.
Oh, I see.
It's the one that belongs to the Who.
It's not Tommy Wiseau.
It's not Tommy was. It's not another Tommy.
No.
Is there another movie named Tommy?
Mommy?
Not
Tommy,
Mommy. Tommy. That's the prequel. Tommy's Mommy.
Oh, yeah. It's
about how she did drugs while she was pregnant. That's why he came out all fucked up.
Yeah, like a chud baby.
Yeah, for the uninitiated, he was blind, deaf, and dumb.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
It's basically a Helen Keller if she played pinball.
Tommy Keller.
Tommy Keller.
So, yeah, we're doing Laughing in the Dark versus that thing you said. That
Whatever
thing you
dumb
do?
thing I picked. Yeah.
No, Pinball Wizard's great. So let's talk about Laughing in the Dark.
That's right.
It stars, like every other episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark,
Children.
Canadian children.
Oh, right.
One of them is a redhead who has a very likable personality, one would say.
Yeah, we can say that. Also, like Canadian bacon versus American bacon, less bumpy.
Yeah, I like that. Smooth sailing from
It's
here.
smooth.
Yes. So this story, this is different than other Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes because this one doesn't start with the kids in the woods. It
right.
just starts. Like,
Yeah.
we're in it, and we're like, holy shit, is this episode going to be so jam-packed with goodness that they had to skip the intro? Like some Simpsons episodes where they had to cut the intro short?
Nope, don't worry. They just decided to change the format.
Yeah, for one episode.
The second episode of the first season.
Yeah. So yeah, they're at a clown emporium or whatever. They're at a clown store.
Nope.
They're at a clown carnival.
Nope.
They're at a
Well,
clown
okay, kind of.
convention.
They're at a regular carnival called Playland.
Oh, was it not a haunted house place?
A haunted house place?
Yeah. You know,
Oh my God. Are there carnivals that are just haunted houses?
Yeah, 1521 haunted house place.
Oh my God, Jono, is that like okay, let's say you are the owner of a carnival and you're like, I'm shopping for my next haunted house.
Yeah.
You go to like a haunted house convention.
Yeah.
And you go into the different haunted houses and you're like, this one was kind of scary. This one was very scary.
Yeah.
This one, I didn't like the way the guy touched me when I walked past him.
And
This
you meet-
one, I really like the way the guy touched me when I walked past him.
You meet people who made the haunted houses and they'll sign the haunted house that you buy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like buying a franchise or like a pretzel stand.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy into the haunted house. Oh, but don't worry. It cuts back to the kids. And one of the girly girls is like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't like clowns. Now, I know that we are in this thing called Midnight Society, and we come out to the woods by ourselves at midnight and start a fire and talk about scary stories, but clowns off limits.
Off limits, guys. Like, I will talk about a crow pecking the eyes of my enemies. I will talk about
I missed that one.
guts exploding out of my enemies. And I will even talk about the heartbeat that ticks under the floorboards of my friends. But I will not talk about clowns, as she says.
She's like, I don't like clowns.
Clowns.
And I don't know, is that a Canadian accent? I think it's just a weirdo accent.
Yeah, I think she's just a girl.
I think it was just a bad take they kept in.
Well, I mean, they shot on film, and it was Nickelodeon, so I mean that stuff is expensive.
Guys, this is a one-take hero, this show, all right? We got to keep it cranking.
Oh, was the nebbish kid picking his nose during that take? Doesn't matter. Move along.
We're writing it in.
Move along.
Yeah. And then they're all like, oh, what's the matter, you chicken shit wimp? We're going to beat the shit out of you. And then Glasses Boy is like, no, I like her. Anyway, here's the clown story.
Anyway, yeah, this is called The Tale of... It's like, wait a minute. You just started telling the story. You're now going to throw it into the fire?
Yeah, mid-story, they're like, anyway, the name of this story is The Tale of the Clown That Eats Blonde Girls. I mean, laughing in the dark.
I would like to think that, like, at least one Are You Afraid of the Dark? One Midnight Society story did a James Bond intro where they just sit down and start telling the story, and you're 10 minutes in, and it's like, I call this tale. And you're like, whoa, we're at the intro?
I'd like to see, like, a Christopher Nolan thing where it's like shot out of order, and then like the very end.
At the very end,
it's like Memento.
You get to the end of the story, and it's like, and then there never was a ghost. I called that tale.
Never was
the Never Ghost.
Wait, is the Tale of the Never Ghost really a title of an Are You Afraid of the Dark? It sounds that's a good one.
No.
Send the podcast to yourself.
Oh my God, I need to write that episode.
Yeah, so in the tale that they're telling, a couple of friends are horsing around, and they're like, "Oh, I bet you won't go in that stupid, scary haunted house."
These scary haunted house that has, I don't know, 100 lights in it. It's not scary at all.
They're walking up, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. It has something to do with a clown, maybe." And there's like a huge statue of a clown
with a cigar,
outside,
and then some crazy like music man dressed, fucking like Stranger Danger's like, "Oh, hey there, kids. Would you like to come into Uncle Touchy's basement?"
What does this cigar remind you of, huh?
We're That's the exact sound effect.
Yeah.
And these 10-year-olds are like, "Oh, geez, I heard about this. It's so scary."
I don't know. This makes me feel tingly. And he's like, "Come on in. The water's fine."
Like, I don't like the way this guy's looking at us.
And then the Barker is like, "What are you, a bunch of pussies? Come in here." No.
And then he goes in and they see like the most tawdry of fucking horror house things, like the bleached skeleton being like, "Aha, I'm a skeleton."
No, but really they're like, "Oh, I bet you won't go in there. You're scared." And he's like, "Nuh-uh, you're that."
No, I'm a redhead.
I'm not scared of anything except for having a soul.
I'm the Molly Ringwald of Carrot Tops. And so
Whoa.
And so what do? They make a bet like, "Oh, get
I bet
his
you
nose."
won't grab the clown's nose, which also, like, first of all, it's just rude.
Yeah, it was very rude.
It's very rude to
Don't
vandalize
steal.
a haunted house.
Especially one of that stature. It's been around a while.
One of that, is that the way you say statue in the South?
Yep. Look at that stature.
That stature right there.
Like pillar?
Yeah, pillar. There's a stature by the pillar. Yeah, and also, like, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to vandalize the ride of the creepy yellow-toothed pedophile that was staring at us when we walked in.
Well, you know how it was back in the 90s. You got off on that sort of
I didn't
thing,
live in Canada, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, just in general. So redhead boy gets dared. This is after the fact. They go home and they like do.
Oh, that's right. They
while
were
he's
too
playing
scared.
hockey
Yeah.
in his room.
In his fucking room.
Yeah,
now,
how rich.
I know Canada, but like, come on, man.
His room was like 3x3. Like, how did you?
They're like sticks were touching the whole time,
It's
and
like
I don't mean.
every time he went for a slap shot, he ended up hitting his sister and the bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they read the story about Zebo, the clown. That's his name, Zebo.
Yeah, short for gazebo was his full name.
Good day, gazebo. Which a common phrase.
I live
back
at the
then.
park.
You know, you'd be writing your penny farthing and being like, "Good day, gazebo," and he'd be like, "Honk honk," because he didn't talk.
Yeah, he had one of those honky horns.
Yeah, he had a tongue accident. Very brutal.
It's
so
mouth cancer from smoking cigars all day every day.
all right, we don't have to talk about it.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm
Touchy
sorry.
subject for Zebo.
Yeah, we'll keep it nice and light on this show.
So anyway, this cockfuck is like, hey, even though this clown died in a fire, but there's no proof of it, we want you to steal his nose. That's a dare that I'm giving to you. That's a dare.
There is a historical backstory of this ride, a la Pennywise the Clown in Stephen King's It, that says, hey, I just happened to be looking through the microfiche at the library or whatever, and they're like, that scary ride? It's a real scary fun house.
It's super scary.
That clown was a real clown that died. He's not just a mannequin that he is. He's actually a dead body guy.
No, I'm sorry.
They were like, whoa.
Dead body guy.
Well, in that case, better take his nose.
Wait a minute, hold on. You're talking about microfiche? No, they were reading the newspaper that had the script taped on it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they were literally reading their lines.
Yeah.
In 1972, there was a flood.
Yeah,
fire. They changed the script. And they take it down, they pull out a pen.
He drowned in a fire. No, so like they're teasing him, and then little girl, sister or friend,
sister friend.
Sister friend.
It's
is,
like sister wife for kids.
Yes, sister friend is like, you know, oh, he died. I bet you can't get his nose. And he's like, yeah, well, what if I become a tickle monster? And then he starts to tickle her, in which she runs out of the house. And then it
became my favorite porno.
Yes. Hey, brother, what are you doing here? Get out of here.
My hand is stuck in the sofa.
And my other hand is stuck in your ass.
I'm 18. She's 46.
Whoops. I hate being 18.
With her cesarean scar.
And her anchor tattoo that says mom. And you're like, what does that tattoo mean?
Why do you have another tattoo on your back that says only God can judge me? That looks like you got it in prison.
Yeah, it doesn't look professional.
Come over here, my older brother.
I'm just your baby sister. Oops, my clothes fell
Oh,
off.
one of my pigtails fell out.
All right, I don't want to think about that when thinking of these children.
Let me just put my top teeth back in.
There we go. Now I'm ready to blow.
Now, about Zebo.
So anyway,
He's a scary clown.
you wanted me to blow you so you can have the living room to yourself.
Quiet, sis. Hey, I just had a neat idea. Let's go to Playland and go to Scary Zebo and take his nose off. Unless you're too chicken.
In fact, I'm not only not a chicken, you are not a turkey. So let's do this. I'm ready to bark, 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 bark. Wait, are you me? So he's like, listen, if I steal his nose, you have to wear it to school. Oh my God, the most embarrassing thing, to wear a clown's nose to school.
It is funny, like, thinking back on being a kid and, like, what would have been embarrassing and actually, like, what would have been awesome. Because I as a kid, that made sense to me. Like, oh, wearing a clown nose to school. Oh, everyone's going to make fun of me. But now I'm looking back, I'm like, everyone would have thought you were awesome.
Yeah, they would have thought you were fucking the greatest guy.
Like, legit class clown.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh shit, hashtag for real.
Yeah, and you'd be like, oh, I'm the class clown and I brought receipts or whatever. Chapel Road, am I right, guys?
Yeah, hey, whoa.
I got this nose hot to go.
Oh shit,
That's right.
HOTTOGO.
ZEEBO. Know what I mean? That's the name of the clown I took this from. Anyway, I'll get your number later, honey.
Hey, baby, ZEEBONOSE. Give it to me.
Anyway, they better be serving fried maple syrup in the cafeteria today
God
again for
damn
lunch.
it.
Am I right?
No, it's
Canada.
a fried maple leaf
Oh.
drenched
because vegetables.
in the syrup of
Kids.
its enemies.
Yeah.
So he goes and he takes the nose very easily, by the way. Like
Redhead. It is, by the way, it's distractingly easy.
Yeah.
How's that not happened 800 times?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a different time.
People were
when
polite.
people were more polite. Yeah,
Canada.
and Canada. Yeah. And so he steals it and he's like, I saw your nose. He's Tommy Wiseau as a kid.
He really is.
Every time he laughs, he's like, like, remember later when he's talking to his friend after Zebo prank calls him, and he's like, oh, I was hoping you wouldn't make me wear the nose. He's like, no, you got to wear it all week. It's like the same exact laugh.
Also, he was like, got your nose. Oh, you're going to get it back, you stupid fuck.
What do you think of that, you cigar smoking freak?
Yeah.
You're a freak. And then, so he goes home, and then he gets a note from his ma and da on the fridge that says, we went out to go gamble or something. And
Hey, I think it says we went out to go sex bang at a drug.
At the drug.
At the drug.
And then he says, we got spaghetti in the freezer.
No, he's reading it aloud, and it says,
Like everybody does.
we put a plate of spaghetti in the freezer. So, listen, I this is all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to see what the fucking inside of your freezer looks like. If you're sliding plates of sauce-covered fucking pasta in it, that is so disgusting. And I'm not by any means a neat freak, but man, you start putting slidey ass shit in my freezer, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Well, maybe there's a translation error there because Canada
Translation from English to English.
Maybe by spaghetti they mean like biscotti, and maybe by freezer they mean like the bread box.
I was like, we put a plate of spaghetti in the freezer. He opens the bread box and takes out a loaf of bread and makes himself a sandwich. And we're like, oh, I completely misunderstood what was happening.
We're like, was this an overdub? What's going on?
He's like, time to put my spaghetti in the slow cooker. It's like a ceramic
Time
slow cooker.
to put my spaghetti in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, they left him a loose, open bowl of chocolate pudding. I'm not expecting these parents home for like days. And that's why I say they went to go sex bang at the drug, because
At the hostel.
yeah, they're like, here's 8 servings of chocolate pudding uncovered in the fridge. Just eat yourself to
Which,
sleep.
hey, this is the scariest part. That pudding was not mentioned in the note at all.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're like, we left you a plate of spaghetti. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm all about this loose-ass pudding. Let's get in there. It's slippy. It's tasty. It's sugary.
Tasty.
Anyway, I'm going to eat dessert first because no parents. Do what I want.
And then something scares him, right?
He cooks
His
the
shadow.
spaghetti, and it smells like cigars,
Yeah. And he's like, cigars?
which is his most said line.
That's like his catchphrase.
It's his catchphrase. That's his catchphrase.
Yeah, because he sees smoke at the corner of the house
yeah.
earlier, and then he goes over there. He's like, cigars? Like, not just like, oh, that's weird. This smoke. It's just he knows what cigars smell because his dad and mom are crazy druggers.
That's right. He's like, if there's one smell I know, it's the smell of cigars.
Not fresh baked cookies.
Also, he looks down. Oh my God. The pudding spilled, and there's a footprint
Oh, this is after the prank call, which is a real call.
from, collect call from Zebo the Clown. Do you accept? I guess so.
I guess so.
Give it back. I pretty much said it when I said my name.
Give me back my fake nose.
That was very rude.
That cost $1.99 at the magic shop.
That's an expensive clown nose.
Oh, yeah. In Canada at those days?
You used to be able to get him 10 for $1.
Yeah.
In like a
10
sealed-
for like a male deer you're talking about, right?
Now, you take in
10
one
for-
male deer,
yeah,
you get
a whole
100 noses.
100
Clown or otherwise, no questions asked.
If they run out
Assorted
of clown,
noses.
they may give you a penguin nose.
You know what? They're not all funny. Some of them are just regular noses, but, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, you're handing them a dead deer.
What did
You're
you
obviously
expect?
your life is not going great.
You're in a back room. You know, just 3 tables away, there's Russian roulette going on. All right, kid.
That's right. And guess what? Entry to play Russian roulette also $1.
Well, I mean, you know,
So there's a shoe print in the pudding.
yes. From Z, it has a Z in it to let the audience know. Zebo. It wasn't the kid. He doesn't have Zebo sneakers. He didn't get them on eBay. It's limited edition.
I just love the idea of you having your first initial on the bottom of all of your shoes.
Well, he was a clown. He had marketing. He had to market himself.
Yeah, so that's like if you're ever in your house and something spills,
I'm in my house a lot.
and you, not you, the royal you, if the
I
lovely
see.
spectators, if
The
you're at
king.
your house and you're listening to our podcast, and we are like, and we're coming to get you.
In fact, you could be listening to this episode right now and this happens.
And you look down, and there's a shoe print, and it says FF. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The Foo Fighters are at your house. So be careful, because they're going to learn you how to fly.
So Zebo calls him again. He's like, welcome to Zebo phone. To be completely scared, press 1. To give me back my nose, press 2. To drop your chocolate pudding, press me.
And he's like, oh my God, I just want to know what time the fucking Zebo is.
Yeah, so he's spooked out of his mind.
And he is tired of smelling cigars.
Oh, and did we mention that his friend's name is Ouija?
Like short for Luigi, or
They don't say. He just calls him Ouija, like squeegee without the SQ.
And lovely spectators, you should know, it just so happens I'm wearing a shirt that has a Ouija board on it.
He does. I can vouch for that. I'm not lying. I am not that.
And what I mean is, it's a picture of the character from this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark on it.
No, it's a picture of you have a tie-in movie shirt of the movie Ouija.
Yeah, it's like, you know how you have those friends that are named like Broom or Mousetrap? And that's their Christian name.
Or Scrabble. Travel Scrabble. Come on.
My parents named me after their favorite game. What was it? Ouija? Oh, I don't think I want to hang out with you anymore.
Did they happen to die in a mysterious car accident?
Oh, did I mention that that's actually my middle name? My first name is Wa. Your name is Waluigi?
My parents died before I was born.
So the hospital people just named me after whatever game they were playing. Yeah, that one's Waluigi. That one's Link.
That one's Duck Hunt. Damn that dog.
So
Okay.
anyway, this kid's like, listen, you fuck with my sketty, I'm done, all right?
You better be ready.
Oh my God. You fuck with my sketty, you better be ready for me to totally give in and not fight back, because I feel bad.
Because I forgive you. And he's like, wait, why are you forgiving me? I'm the clown. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, the nose. So he's like, okay, I got to fucking take my 90s skateboard with the neon wheels and the Tony Hawk on it
With a guitar solo playing in the background.
and Garfield stickers. And I got to skateboard over to the Play
Because
World.
he hates Mondays, guys.
Yeah, well, it's Tuesday, so lucky for him.
Yeah.
He skateboards over to Play World Dead. What is it called?
Playland?
Playland.
You were so close.
Oh,
Play World Dead.
You know, I was being optimistic. I was.
That's right.
seeing-
You were thinking of last year.
Yeah.
You were thinking of Hell World.
Yeah. So he goes to Playman and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for stealing your nose. Here's your nose back in a brown paper bag. Also, just so we're cool, here's a box of cigars that me, a 12-year-old, bought somehow acquired."
Thanks, kid. Now bring me a beer.
Yeah. And then when the door shuts, you see like the fog machine pump smoke through the
Yeah.
door. You know.
Half their budget, no, 2/3 of the budget of the show had to be fog machine.
Oh, fog machine and clown noses. They lost a lot of clown noses. Like, not even like the fake one, like actual.
I just see like the head of Nickelodeon. We spent how much on fog machines this year?
Well, I mean, we're Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and so then scary pedophile man is like, he's like says like something about it's always fun in the park when you're laughing in the dark.
Oh yeah, it's the most fun in the dark. And then he looks hard at the camera. Oh, sorry, in the park, and he looks hard in the camera. He's like, when you're laughing. And he throws up like the gasoline he drunk earlier.
The director leans over and he's like, was that in the script? I thought we cut already.
What does he say? He says, pick the wrong door.
And he'll be there. Wait, fuck.
Pick the wrong door and he'll get you more.
Pick door number 1. It might be fun.
And he'll use only a thumb.
That's pretty good.
Pick door number 10, he'll get you again.
Pick door number 2. Woo! Watch out for your poo-poo shoe.
Pick door number 7. Hey, get it out of it.
And then he starts rhyming. He's like, pick door number 1. He'll have his fun. Door number 2. He'll get you. Door number 3. He just gets like
door number 4. Oh, it's door number 4.
Door number 5. Well, I hope you stay alive. Door number 6.
Oh, look. Door number 7.
Wait, door number 6. Oh, look, it's door number 7.
Door number 9. Wait, you skipped 8. Oh, because 7, 8, 9.
No. Door 11. Wait, okay, again, you skipped 10. Oh, did someone say door 12?
And finally, door 13. Ooh,
you know what 13 means,
spooky,
right?
That's
a scary number.
Some hotels don't have a floor. Whoa. I'm so glad we're done talking about clowns.
Oof.
Because, as you know,
They're not funny.
they're not funny.
They're scary.
They're sad and scary and sometimes have a beard and have a sad mouth.
Okay, well, a lot of people
I'm
have
not
beards
into
and
sad
mouths.
mouths.
Okay, well,
Okay? Like the sad mouth bass that sings, hey, come on into my kitchen when you press the button.
the sad mouth bass sings like fucking Morrissey songs.
Raining in the streets of London.
That's right. And you're like,
So,
ugh.
what a perfect segue into my favorite thing, pinball. Did you know that I'm a pinball champion?
I did not know that.
You thought I was going to say wizard because I winked. I didn't, but I did now. But I did used to tear up the pinball because my ma was super into pinball. You know what her favorite pinball machine is? That's
X-Men.
right. No,
Oh,
that was the arcade. But,
there was an X-Men pinball.
yeah, but it wasn't the Guns N' Roses pinball.
That's accurate. Also, how would I have guessed that in a million years?
Well, that's not her favorite. Her favorite is the Terminator 2 pinball.
Oh, right. She's like, fucking Sarah Connor's going all the way.
No, the Guns N' Roses one, everyone knows, this is common knowledge, is a rigged machine. It's terrible. It's terrible. Do not play Guns N'
You're overestimating our audience's knowledge of pinball. Hey, not to insult you lovely spectators, if you know something about pinball and you want to share it, drop us a line at battlesofilmfightspodcast.com.
Or even just DM us on Instagram.
That's right. That means direct message.
not defecate in our mouths.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say mailbox.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's not the first thing in my head.
Yeah, so Pinball Wizard. This one starts with little brother boy cracked out on his Game Boy. He is like playing Link's Awakening.
Oh, the Midnight Society.
Oh, the Midnight Society. Yeah, but he's playing his Game Boy, and he's like, oh my God, if Yoshi doesn't get this Link to the Past, he's going to be all Tetris. And he's acting like he's fiending for meth.
And what's funny is that there's not even a cartridge in the game. That's true acting.
Or batteries.
Or the game. He's just using his hands.
He's pantomiming. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic improv trick, by the way, folks. Those of you who aren't in the theater business, like we are. Pantomiming is sort of like miming, where you're pretending you have pans. But you don't act. You're not actually using pans.
You're panting while you do it.
That's where it comes from.
Well, and he's doing a very good job, because I know a lot of you lovelies out there are thinking, what? No, I distinctly remember him playing the Game Boy. And then you watch it, it's like, holy shit, he does nothing in his
That's
hands.
how good it is.
He's so good.
That's right. Made you watch. So, Game & Watch. Anyway, so then, one of the friends comes by and goes, oh, what does this button
Chandler?
do that says reset, and hits it? And he's like, oh no, now I have to go fucking sell my body to, he's cracked out.
Yeah. I have to sell my body to get a save file back to my spot.
God. Dude, there are games that I maybe would have sold my mouth to get save files.
Oh, absolutely. Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII. Anyway.
I wasn't a Final Fantasy guy. I don't like turn-based. Anyway. So, but it just turns out his brother has a story about how playing games can be hazardous to your health.
Well, yeah, if that game is chain smoking.
Which, I played that game in my early 20s, and I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I have to wear a tank. But oxygen tank, not a military tank. I saw that look.
Well, I know. I thought of tank top. I was like, oh, because your chest exploded?
Man, English is so lazy. Why are there so many kinds of tank?
So many tanks. Just like aisle, and your, and there. No,
Yep.
seriously, there. It's just an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So anyway, are you afraid of the boy who played Game Boy? No,
Yeah.
you're not. Why would you?
So what's the story about?
Okay, so he's like, it's the tale of the pinball wizard. Cut to nebbish boy, and he's like, wasn't he digging for coins in the water fountain?
And the coin fountain, and the first intro we get to this character, the storyteller says, boy was the kind of boy
who void, who was void of boy.
But that was beside the point.
The Canadian.
He was the kind of guy who would do whatever he had to get what he wanted. And we're like, all right, back it off a notch. This is a kid's show.
Yeah.
This guy you're talking about is 12 years old.
Yeah, is this a future fucking Republican?
Yeah, and also, why is this kid is this like a sad story of a poor kid? He's like looking through coins in the fountain, and some homeless lady's like, that's my coin. And he's like, back off, you old broad. That's mine. That's my loony or whatever.
He's like, back off, you winch. I saw her first.
And then he's got to get chased away by mall security. But, they can't really do anything. They're not cops. Remember
well, you know what's
kids.
interesting? I related to this boy because once I was a boy in a mall digging for coins.
Fighting homeless women.
Yes. Well, yeah, me. I actually jumped into a fountain when I was a young lad.
Really?
And made a spectacle. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I did it to impress my friends. I jumped in a fountain.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys we were not impressed.
No, you weren't. And neither was mall security, who kicked me out and banned me from the mall.
Which mall did you get banned from? We'll redact it.
It was one of the loser ones.
North Hills. Got
Yep,
it.
that's you were exactly correct.
Really?
Yeah, North Hills Mall. The mall that shan't be spoke of.
It's okay because we can say it now. It doesn't exist anymore. It's a
Doesn't exist
hospital,
anymore.
actually. Oh, you can't go to that hospital.
Oh my God, I can't go to hospital.
You try to go there and they're like, oh, we have the mall ban records and they actually carry over.
Like, oh, but a friend of mine is dying in there. Sorry, I can't, it's out of my
I
hands.
don't want to tell you, man. Shouldn't have jumped in that fountain when you were, I'm going to guess, 19?
Yeah. Yeah, I was an adult.
I was smoking a cigarette while I was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this kid's like, oh no, I'll run away to the pinball shop that also has an executioner statue in the window.
It seemed to be like a hybrid curiosity shop, but also fixer-upper shop.
Yeah, he that's right, because he fixed like your
Restoration.
TV radios, your music boxes,
Yeah, your snow globes.
Soul. Oh, your snow. Yeah. That's an easy one.
Wait, did you say soul?
Uh-huh.
Okay, like from shoes.
Well, he'll fix it all right. I mean, he'll put it in a thing. Well, we'll find it at the end.
Yeah. So, and he's all like, So Boy is like, oh, come on, man. Let me work at your shop so I can play the fucking pinball machine you got squirreled away. And
that's right.
Mr.
He's got
Man,
a scary pinball machine hidden away that he's like, oh, this tantalizing machine isn't for young grubby fingers.
It's not for the youth.
Yeah, this is a grown-up machine. It's Conker's Bad Fur Day. The pinball machine. Very risque.
A lot of, like, the flippers are, if you know what I mean.
That's right.
The
I don't have to
flippers
say
are
it.
right. Yeah, they're dicks.
Hard.
They're little penises. They get hard when you flip them. Oh my God! What if there was a pinball machine?
I don't like this route we're going.
What if there was a pinball machine where the flippers start out like they're dicks?
Flaccid.
They're flaccid, and so you have
So when you hit the things, they like inflate.
No, the more you hit like nude girls, because those are like the bumpers or whatever, the flippers get harder so you can advance to the further up part of the machine. Or no, better yet, it's okay, guys. Me and Konrad are going to email this section of the podcast to ourselves because check it out. It's a porn pinball. It's a porn ball machine. You stick your dick in it, and the harder you are, the harder the flippers are. And so that's all I got right for right now. But what do you think, porn ball?
From the creators of Leisure Suit Larry.
6.
That's a deep cut.
It is.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, old man, let me play your hard dick pinball machine. And he is like, no, I got to go eat lunch. It's 3:00. It's Sbarro time.
Yeah, and I've not had Sbarro in 300 years.
And he just looks at him. He's like, all right, I haven't had it since breakfast,
yeah.
but I'm very hungry.
Yeah, I live in a mall. I mean, work in a mall.
Yeah. Anyway, for some reason, he's like, I'm going to close the shop. The kid's like, no, just
I'll watch the shop.
I'll
I'm
watch
a
the
boy.
And this guy's like, you know what? Great.
I am a predator.
Yeah, I'm the same guy from Zebo. And
Well, it actually wasn't, but it looks like him, though.
and he's like, all right, there's only 2 rules for dating my teenage shop. And that's and that's 1, don't touch anything. And 2,
Seriously.
sit right here and let me tell you how I became the prince of a shop called Right Here. No, he's like, all right, just sit
not-
here on your...
No, he said, rule number 1, do not talk about my shop. Rule number 2, do not talk about my shop because nobody's in there.
Okay, rule number 1, no feeding the pinball machine after midnight.
Don't
2,
fall in love with the customers.
Oh, well, he broke that rule.
Oh, absolutely.
Immediately, because Sbarro Man is like walking out being like, stuffed pizza. I can't wait to eat some stuffed pizza. Which, by the way, if anyone's not had it, it's a delicacy. It is like
A pizza
if
in
you
a
took a
pizza.
pizza,
Yeah.
then put a pizza on top of it upside down.
Oh, shit.
That's it.
Frankenstein style.
That's it.
Oh, there it is.
And
I can't get enough of it.
and anyway, so
I've lost my job.
So fast forward, now I'm overweight. But yeah, so kid's like, all right. He goes, rule number 3. Don't touch that pinball machine that you were just touching that I know is the reason that you asked me to watch the shop while I was gone to play. Don't touch that. And he's like, yeah, sure thing, mister, has his fingers crossed behind his back, cartoon style.
And then pretty girl walks in and she's like, I'm looking for my music box. And Boy's like, it's right over here. And he like touches like a skateboard. And then she's like, I don't think that's it. It's like, what does it look like?
She's giving him a look like, oh, this is some sort of work program. Because he's like literally in the episode. He like looks at the ceiling and she's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll come back in a few minutes when the owner's here. And he's like, yeah, right on. Can we go on a date? And she's like,
And he's like, yellow trucks are my favorite kind.
me too. Okay, then what's your name, friend?
My name is Cram.
Okay. I'll bye. And then she
high fives him.
or she tries to. He's not great at high fives.
No, he just went straight for the boob. Like just punches her in the boob.
Yeah, just flat punch right in hey, listen, we're all awkward at that age.
We're all awkward at that age.
We're this age.
And at that intelligence level.
Yep. Like our current intelligence level and age.
And so she leaves because
Perfect.
yeah. Because she's like,
Now I can play this game without this hot broad clouding my mind.
as we all learned growing up, hey, you don't need no broads clouding your
I
mind.
only got room for 10 thoughts, and she just had 4 of them, and I need all 10 of them to play this game.
Yeah, I need to
which
put
is hit these flippers.
Yeah, I need to put my dick in this machine so the flippers get hard.
Wow, you're really stuck on this porn ball machine.
It's really good. There'd be like instead of bumpers, they're humpers. Instead of there'd be like the balls up there would be like little titties. They light up. Anyway, so he gets sucked up in the machine. He's all like, "Whoa, I'm in the mall."
Yeah, so he's playing the machine, then he looks up and he's like, oh, I'm in the mall. And instead of thinking, oh no, I have lost time, that means I have a severe mental problem, or maybe I've been drugged. He's like, okay, cool.
Well, I guess I'll just walk around. And he gets on the escalator and he sees the guys in the black suits.
Yeah,
right?
so there's a bunch of guys in black suits that look like robots that fall apart.
Yep.
And they're doing the hippest new dance.
Yeah, and they walk around like they're...
It's called the sway.
They walk around like they're in a Robert Palmer video. They're just like, and they're afraid of water, like they're the smoking man in X-Files.
And he's like, I should probably fight these fools because that's my instinct as a feral homeless boy who is used to fighting over coins in the fountain.
Yeah, well, he's fighting over poutine in the fountain. Wet.
Well, let me tell you something. These Robo boys are not going to be eating any poutine soon because he pulls their hands off and tosses them back to where they came from, which is the floor of the mall.
Yes, and they go. Bzzz. They don't, but imagine.
Yeah.
It's a much more cinematic.
And then he unlocks the next level.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, like he meanders around, and suddenly we're here at a throne where girl,
yeah, that
pretty
hot girl who was like, "Oh, hey, fire truck friend."
Where pretty girl is on a throne. Or no, she's captured by Pinball Man, Sabaro guy, who's in his costume, right? He's got an eye patch because they were like, how much more costume can we put on this guy? Because he's already in medieval garb, and they're like,
he's wearing that like medieval hood that like
executioners.
Yeah, but not covering his face, like the ones that they wear, like the guys in the Disney Robin Hood who have the bow and arrow,
the lute. Oh yeah, sure. And but they were like, oh, since it's the same actor as the shopkeep, how can we obscure his face to fool the audience into thinking it's not him, but also we want him to think it's him? So eye patch.
That's another thing. Like they're like, oh, we're going to incorporate these same actors, but then it's confusing because it's like, wait, are they all sucked into the
yeah,
game?
Are they each like
hot girl is now part of his fucked up like pinball world?
Yeah, or is she just a construct?
And she's like, oh no, I'm the queen. You have to crown me on the throne that was my music box in real life. But
Get
also
the crown that'll change my clothes to off.
You got to get the crown to remove my gown. You know what I'm saying?
Porn ball. So anyway, he does that, and he cures everything. Cures cancer and all that stuff. And fire truck friend is like, I did it, or no, he's like, I dirt it, and he's like,
and then the next escalator starts working, and he's like, every time an escalator starts working, an angel gets its. No, I get to go to the next level, and she's like, but you gotta make me queen, or I won't suck your peen.
No, but after he solves the mystery of the Scooby-Doo fest, he's like, I did it. I won. I did it. I should get a kiss. And then he like looks at the escalator and a pinball starts to come up. And you're like, wait a minute. What are the rules there? Like,
Wait, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Am I?
Because first, like, so she's like, hey, you got to rescue me. He's dragging me away. And scary fake executioner guy drags her away. And he's like, okay, what do I have to do? I got to find this key. Oh, here it is.
Oh, here it is.
And he finds the key, and somehow that's helpful to defeat this witch.
Doesn't he have a crossbow?
It's all just, none of it makes any sense.
No.
He finds a mace, and that helps to break into
Ward
the
off
thing.
rapists.
Okay, so we're really... There's no more meat. We'll just get to the bone.
Yeah, not.
He ends up with Princess Lady.
Princess Girl.
Who needs to be crowned at the throne.
Yes.
He does so. And then Executioner Man says, in the game, you have to defeat all the characters to win. Now, I would just like to remind you that this is a pinball game. And I don't know if you've ever played a pinball game before.
Well, I mean, I have, and I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, you've played, what was it? Guns
yeah.
N' Roses pinball, you said?
Yeah. Well,
Aerosmith pinball?
Well, it's like Gunsmoke Alley. You know, you have to kill all of the enemies.
But then he's fighting Executioner Guy, who now has the mace that he left behind for some reason.
Well,
and
he's a kid, you know.
He grabs the Super Soaker that was on display in the mall earlier for no reason, just in a random display.
And it makes a high score sound when he grabs it. It's like
but he
Pac-Man.
says the best line in this.
In all of mankind.
Yeah, but a better line than has been said in any holy text.
Yeah.
He says, well, this is real. And when it's real, you can make your own rules. And sprays the Executioner Man with the Super Soaker and
Holy
it burns him.
Yeah.
That is not true. When things are real, it's the opposite. You cannot make your own rules when things are real.
Well, maybe that was inspired from like the movie, the movie It, where he was like, "Oh, it's battery acid." So when he shot him, he was thinking, "Oh, this is just hydrochloric acid," and he just like melted a man.
Hydrochloric acid.
You're not supposed to point that out. They wouldn't have noticed.
Well, he says when it's real, you can make your own rules. That's opposite. When it's not real, you can make your own rules. When it's real, it's the rules of real.
All right. Well, they're just kids. So I mean,
that's why when he defeats him,
you may as well.
He ends up with the pinball rolling down the escalator, and he realizes that he's in the game forever.
Yeah, but like that wasn't established. Like the ball wasn't there in the previous.
Yeah,
game.
He's like, wait a minute. And
where's the pretty girl? Is the ball the pretty girl now?
And
because she's looking good.
And Glasses Man is narrating over the end of the story. And when he saw that pinball rolling down the escalator, he was like, oh, fuck. No, he knew he was never leaving that game again. And you're right. It's like, oh, is the new level of the game that he has to run away from the pinball?
Yes, the new game.
Forever. The pinball's just going to chase him around.
I think if I was part of the Midnight Society and he said that, I would have been like, oh, is this is the intermission? Oh, that's the end of the story. Oh.
If you were in the Midnight Society, you would have been like, is this like the Guns N' Roses pinball machine? My mom liked that one.
If I was in the Midnight Society, I would be dead by now. Wait a minute. No, that's not right.
Well, folks, we made our way through the carnival of cigars, and then we went to the mall and we came out without scars. So don't question it, okay?
I was not doing anything.
Today, in a roundabout way, we talked about clowns versus wizards. Not really. But, Jono, can I be real with you?
Better than being fake.
This is a show where, at this part of the show, we pick a winner out of the two things that we picked.
This is a show. Just in case I didn't know, me, Jono. I like that you present it like that. Jono, just so you know, this is the part of the
Folks,
show.
we're going to try something new. It's a segment called Picking the Winner.
Which is believable because sometimes I forget my own segments.
So, this week, Laughing in the Dark
The
versus
tale of.
playing pinball in the dark. Which, by the way, is not hard if the pinball machine's plugged in. They're all lit up.
Especially if it's Bruce Springsteen singing it.
That's
Dancing in the Dark.
oh, dancing. Sorry, man. You're just
We're going to get Courtney Cox. We're going to be playing pinball in the dark.
a little bit of pinball with the slippers and ain't got other to say. I hate Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, what? You hate the boss? Come on. He's working class incarnate.
That's true.
We have to do a winner.
So, Jono, now comes the time in the show where we pick a winner.
Yes. Is it that time?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Season 1.
Versus.
Final episode of that. Laughing in the Dark versus Pinball Wizard.
Here's the deal.
I don't like where this is going.
Laughing in the Dark was probably one of the first episodes I'd seen back, 25 years ago when I saw it. And it didn't scare me, but I liked it. So 5 stars. No, but Pinball Wizard was the first. Memory betrays you when you get older, and so like I don't remember seeing a bad ending.
Like a scary ending.
Yeah, a scary bad ending because I don't think if I had watched Twilight Zone, it would have been an episode that was like, okay, it's innocuous, whatever. But this is the first time as a kid watching something that was kind of directed at kids. Did I see a bad ending? And I remember like kind of really liking it, even though it kind of spooked me a little. And plus the girl was really cute.
You're like, I'm scared, but my stinger is also hard.
I just want to put my dick in a porn ball. So I'm going to say Pinball Wizard is my pick, only because God, he had a Tommy Wiseau laugh. I'm telling you that
That's
little red.
that's laughing.
No, I'm saying that's why I'm not. He was so. I never believed him to be scared at all.
He was laughing in the dark.
He was laughing in the dark.
He wasn't scared of the dark at all.
The most scared person was the shopkeep Pinball Wizard.
He was scared of his own power.
He didn't want to leave his shop to a kid, but he was like, well, what do I get out of it? Oh, eternal damnation of that kid because he gets stuck in my pinball
Plus,
machine.
pretty good teriyaki down here at the food court.
At the Sbarro.
Yeah, at the Sbarro. Teriyaki pizza, don't knock it till you tried it. But once you've tried it, it's okay to knock it. It's not good.
Yeah, well, they're out of business now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Konrad, what are your thoughts on this episode?
So Laughing in the Dark is one that always stuck out to me for sure. I always remembered, God, I really want to learn how to smoke cigars after watching that. But Pinball Wizard also, I got to just kind of echo your comments there because it was the first time as a kid I remembered seeing a spooky ending in an anthology, period, I think. So
yeah,
it really, like, when I put it on to watch it this time, I kind of like felt like a kid again for a second because I was like, ooh, I know it's going to be so bad at the end. He's going to be so scared from that porn machine.
Porn ball.
No, yeah. So Pinball Wizard also, is the winner for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
talking
right.
about, motherfucker.
That's right.
Fuck gingers.
Insert pinball sound.
Porn ball. Well, you heard it here, folks. Are you afraid of the dark? The Tale of the Pinball Wizard is the winner because simply porn ball.
That's not, no.
Yes, the Pinball
Not
Wizard.
because of porn ball, because of scary ending.
It is a scary ending, but you have to agree that it partially gets a win because of this $1 million idea we just came up with.
Okay, but lovely spectators, this is very much like, this is between us.
Oh,
you
man.
can't let
wait.
it out because we've got to get like the pre-designs. We've got to get and hey, you know what? If you have like things you want to add to the porn ball design, shoot them over to battlesatfilmfightspodcast.com.
Flip them over.
Or DM us at Film Fights Podcast on Instagram
Hit those
or
bumpers.
Facebook. But as long as they're not pictures of your genitalia, if you're gross.
Unless they're AI.
Okay, yeah. If you somehow have AI genitalia on your body,
Oh, no,
I
meant-
still don't want to see those.
No, sorry. I
Send
meant,
those to at Jono, at Future Jono
no, I
on
meant,
Instagram.
no, I meant like if the AI made a porn ball machine for us and they were little dick flippers. They're little dickers.
And got a little treat for you
Oh, goodness.
coming up
Coming.
next month. God damn it.
The end of this podcast got really sexy.
Yeah, this is a spicy one.
Unintentionally and forcefully.
We do not condone forceful. Anyway, so next month, it's our 50th battle. And by the way, if you're one of those people that is like, I did the math, this is your 50th.
You're talking about me.
This is our 50th battle. Okay?
Yes.
Whatever battle it is, it's the 50th battle.
We stand by.
This is a big deal. 4 years in the making.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is our 4th anniversary.
Tune in, guys.
And it's going to be 2 beloved childhood classics. And we will have a very, very special comedian guest hosting with us. So
Yes.
stay tuned for that. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe. Again, I've said it before on recent episodes, but we don't just say that, and podcast hosts don't just say that. It really does help get people to the show. So please, if you've listened this far, you care enough to rate, review, subscribe, please, you cuties.
Yeah. Thanks so much. It means the world to us. You know how in the Pinball Wizard thing where the world was his pinball? Well, guess what? The pinball
The world was his pinball?
The world was his pinball.
No, the pinball was his world.
The world was his pinball and yeah, you're right. The pinball was his world and the world is our
Wait,
pinball.
no, you had it right.
Did
his
I?
world was the pinball.
And then our world.
He was the pinball in the world, and the world was smacking him around.
Oh.
And he was
shit.
like, nope.
Tilt. Full tilt boogie,
Full tilt,
baby.
that's right.
But guys, seriously, like if you want to tilt our boogies, that would be great because we like
Bye!
diapers.
You should leave that in.
Welcome to Hard Talk. I'm your podcast talker, Mr. Man, and with me is also Mr. Manner.
Yeah, because we speak of all manner of hard. That's right. We talk about hard things. I'm not just talking about my dick. I'm also talking about concrete,
Granite,
cinder blocks,
marble,
granite.
mothers.
There's not that many hard things.
The hardest thing I ever came out of was my mother. And let me tell you, she's harder than a dick. Here at Hard Talk, we talk about the hard pressing issues, like my dick going in a hard granite table, and my mom is watching.
That's right. Next week on Hard Talk, it's more hard dicks, more granite tables, more moms, and more.
Can you imagine a hard dick going in a hard dick in a hard granite table with a mom watching?
What about tests? Those are hard too.
Oh, I hate tests, unless it's a dick test.
Yeah, okay, well, totally, dicks are hard, but what about, like, metal boxes?
Ooh, I can't wait to get my dick in a metal box.
I'll tell you what's hard, doing a podcast with a dick-obsessed co-host. Ooh, that's hard.
Whoa, you're obsessed with dicks?
Yeah, right. Dicks are, again, our dicks are super hard all the time, but, like, also, what about wooden planks with nails in them?
Oh, the last time I saw a wooden metal plank, my mom was watching my dick get hard. And she said, hey, you might want to chill out, Mr. Man, with your dick. And I said, whoa, Mom, that doesn't sound like a hard mom. That sounds like a soft mom.
Okay, well, also, yeah, that's, oh man, Jono's talking about some hard stuff.
Hey,
but
I'm Mr. Man.
what about Mount Everest? Oh, it's ice and stone. It's super hard. If you're climbing Mount Everest listening to Henry Rollins, that's so hard, dude.
God, you ever think Mount Everest looks like a dick?
Oh my God.
All right. Okay, seriously. Enough dicks.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's time to do the show.